Hello, and welcome to Shaheen and Erica's Poop Show Extravaganza.
I can translate that. He means shit show extravaganza.
I am currently fasting. It is past 4 a.m., and therefore I am Saint Shaheen, clear of any
Saint
cuss
Shaheen.
words and dirty thoughts.
Any bad things you gotta say, I'm here to translate for you.
I will. This is going to be Disney Channel Shaheen.
I'm still unfiltered because I'm not Muslim.
Mother tested, kids approved. Wait, no.
Kid tested, mother approved.
Either way, it sounds bad. but anyways, my name is Shaheen, and I don't believe in lotion.
And my name is Erica. I have 6 children, and not a single one said Happy Mother's Day to me.
What a way to start.
Yeah.
What is the topic again? Oh yeah.
Study abroad.
Yeah, we're gonna be talking about studying abroad. Hopefully, this will be a mini series within the podcast that we can bring in future guests that studied abroad, and they can talk about their experiences and whatnot. But for now, it's gonna be our experiences since we both studied abroad. I have to count my breaths because I can't drink water.
Oh, that's rough. Do you want me to drink some water for you?
Oh yeah, do it. That's disgusting. I never want to drink water again.
No problem, dude. No problem.
Great. I put a survey, a poll on my Instagram about basically asking people if they studied abroad or not, and we had a 72% yes and a 28% no. Quick rant, but it's going to be a PG rant. This question applies to everyone. There's not a single person in this world that cannot answer this question. You either studied abroad or you haven't. There's no in between, like, oh, I kind of stayed. No, you either did it or you didn't. And I had it in Arabic, English, Japanese. Like, I don't know why some of you just looked at the question and just were baffled by the options of yes or no. I apologize if this was not an inclusive question. I will do better to include you guys in the future by asking, do you breathe, yes or no? And hopefully people can respond to that. I'm not angry. Anger is of the devil. I am a happy...
I'll translate that for you.
Thank you.
The next time you see my fucking post and you don't fucking vote, I'm gonna find you and I'm gonna fuck up your whole life.
See, it's easy.
Is that good enough?
Yeah, that's good. That's pretty accurate. But, you know, the threat is out there. I'm just being the saint that I am, and hoping
You're gonna have to wait till after Ramadan.
Yeah,
though,
you wait.
No violence.
You wait when the sun sets, okay? you wait when the sun sets, then the party comes out. But for now, I hope all of you are having a blessed Ramadan, and if you don't celebrate it, then I hope you're having a blessed breakfast. Because I miss breakfast already.
So sad.
It'd be like that, but you know what? It makes me stronger, and surprisingly, I gain weight. I don't know how this works. So, studying abroad. Would you like to go first, or me?
Yeah, I can go first. So, because my time was shorter.
True.
So, if you didn't know, you probably do though. I went to South Korea for a year, and I liked it so much that I went again during the summer of last year, 2018.
I'm glad that you clarified it's South Korea.
Yes, I cannot tell you how many times people have said North Korea, and I'm like, if there was a North Korea, I don't think I'd be back. Like, I'm a degenerate. They would execute me on the spot.
Which school offers a study abroad to North Korea?
No school does.
Russia?
So,
I don't know. This is not a political podcast.
Please don't hack us.
Yeah.
North Korea. So I went in 2016 to 2017 because I just really wanted to study abroad in Korea, and if I was gonna go there, I want to go there for like a year because I don't think one semester was enough, and I was right because I would have been really sad if I had to go home by the end of December. And then the what else happened? Then the second time I went over the summer because I just really missed Korea, and that was fun. I was only there for like 3 months. Yeah, from June to August. Yeah, I was there, and
Feels much shorter. I feel like you only went there for a month, but yeah, you really did leave for like 3 months.
yeah, it was a good. It went by fast. Like the second time, probably because I was drinking every day, and like time goes really fast when you're drunk all the time.
Yeah, I know.
You know. Yeah, but what made the second time special was I got to go to Japan. And what I learned from that trip was I hate Japan, but you know what? I would have never found out if I hadn't have gone.
But they're toilets. How could you?
Listen, what good are toilets when everyone's in your way?
What kind of toilets did you go to?
I don't know. Everyone was yelling at me when I was peeing.
Did you mistake some like random bowl for a bathroom?
That dog statue, I thought that was the bathroom.
Oh no! Not Hachiko.
No. The reason why I love that I was able to go because I got to see friends, but like it was hot. I would just stand there and I was sweating like I just ran a marathon.
Yeah.
But in all fairness, like that was the hottest summer they've ever had in years. Like so, global warming, but it was too crowded. Public transportation's too expensive. It honestly, going to Tokyo at least felt like I was just in Korea, but paying more for it. If that makes sense.
Well, I mean, I think because Tokyo is a city, it's probably more expensive. But then again, if you go to
Yeah,
more rural areas, probably nobody would speak English, and
yeah.
you'd have a
Well,
bad time.
because I lived in Seoul, and Seoul is like, yes, it is expensive. Like it's $30 for a watermelon, but it's not like I eat fruit anyways.
I'm glad that
No,
you
like,
measure the
I'm not
economy
even joking.
based off of the price of a watermelon.
I'm just like, when you realize how much you can buy it here, and then how much it costs, like it's a delicacy in Asia, okay? But like public transportation was way cheaper than it was in Japan. And I think because that's the most useful thing a person can have when they want to go from place to place, that's probably what killed my vibe with Japan was
But it's the most organized. What do they call it? The best public transportation system in the
most
world.
efficient.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very efficient, but it's so expensive.
I don't
Because
remember.
at least for Korea, it's more like you get charged the farther you go.
Mm.
So it like the standard price would like roughly, I don't really remember, like maybe $1.80, like $1.50 to $1.80. And then once you get past like 100 kilometers or something, I don't know metric system. At some point they start adding, they add like 10 cents to your fee, which is like not a big deal.
But it adds up.
No, it's not like, and it's really like you have to go places to make it expensive. But for Japan, because each line is kind of owned by something else, you would have to get out of that line, go to a different line, and like constantly pay. So like, roughly, I would spend $2 on going one way in Korea, but in Japan, I paid $10 going one way. And I'm like, yeah, this ain't it, bro. I don't want to do this. So that's my only, like, that was the biggest thing. I love the people in Japan, but like, man, I can live without.
But
without it.
in terms of Korea, because that's where you studied abroad, what are like
Yeah.
some big culture shocks or things that you can only find out if you study abroad or live there?
Mm, for me, I was pretty like well invested in Korean culture, so I knew things prior, so nothing really shocked me. The only thing that I'm like, oh damn, like I'm really in Korea is I went to Daiso there, and their Daiso was 4 stories, and I'm like, oh, I'm not in America for sure. Like shit, like they got their own section just for kitchenware, like 1 floor. I'm like, shit, this is crazy. But I guess one thing that like made me mad, but I tried not to blame them for it, is they're kind of rude, and maybe it's just a cultural thing. But when
Maybe because you're
like in
different.
a well, not even that. Just like for instance, like in America, if you bump into someone, you say sorry, right? These people don't give a fuck. In fact, they're probably aiming for you or something. I don't know. Like it's insane. Like, and I get like I will be up against the wall. There's nowhere for me to move. I can't. I'm not gonna walk out into the street so you have your way. Like there's nowhere I can move, and like these people will just keep like they could just move 1 inch and then like they won't hit me, but they don't. They just stay, and then we hit each other, and then they just walk away, and I'm like, listen,
They just John
if
Cena
this is
shoulder tackled you.
yeah, if this was America, like that shit wouldn't fly. But like I told my friends, like my Korean friends, about like, oh, that's my only problem, and they're like, it's because we're busy. Like we don't have time. We don't have the time to stop and say, oh, I'm sorry. And I'm like, that's fair. Like they think like, yes, it's rude, but it's not like it's a culture where people have the time to just stop. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay. They also don't like it when you open the door for them. Hurts my feelings, bro. I'll open the door, and they'll open another door and walk through that one, and I'm like, okay, sure, why not?
What they would like actively avoid the door and go to circle the building
Yes,
for another door.
yes, they'll
They would
leave
start
the exit and find
scaling
a
the
different
building
exit.
and just breaking through the window on the 3rd floor.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, fine, shit. So I felt bad because that was like a habit I sort of Korea, but when I came back to America, I quickly gained it. Yeah. But yeah,
Um,
that was.
what about the food? Because I know San Diego has Korean barbecue or Korean restaurants or Korean
Mhm.
even grocery stores.
Mhm.
What would you
It's
say?
not Korean. It's just grocery stores if it's Korea.
Yeah, you don't say it's Korean food. It's this food. I know that. I know. I'm saying in San Diego, but in terms of food,
Okay.
do you think it's different, a higher, lower quality than what you're used, or are you just used to the San Diego
Um.
style?
So barbecue. Oh man, there's just one place. So good. I don't think anything could beat that. So it was Korean. It's just barbecue, but I think the big difference is most Korean food is pork because pork is cheap. So you probably would not be eating a lot of
I'm booking
barbecue
my
in
flight
Korea.
right now.
No,
You're gonna break
like
my
they do have
fast.
like they have other meats, but like those tend to be more expensive because like cows, for instance, like beef is hella expensive over there, but pork is cheap. That's why there's so many all-you-can-eat places for $9.
Listen,
So
I already accepted the fact that most Asian countries hate Muslims. Okay, like Japanese
so
cuisine, ramen is mostly
so
pork. Korean, they like
are
pork.
are
Filipinos love pork. I'm just here. I
are
am.
you saying if we go to Korea together, I can take you to my favorite barbecue restaurant?
Is there some meat other than pork? Like, is it just...
No,
What if
dude,
I
the
bring?
pork is the best part.
What if I bring my own meat?
You can eat rice.
Oh, great!
I'm sure there's places that do barbecue, like beef, but it's expensive. Um, the only thing that I do not think we could ever beat is the sundubu, like the soups, like sundubu, kimchi jjigae, budae jjigae. We cannot. There's no way.
All those were
You
my
gotta eat
favorite
that shit.
K-pop bands. All of-
um, like sundubu is my like I. Fun fact: before Korea, I could not eat spicy food. Like I was white, full and full, 100%. Like, oh, toothpaste, she's spicy. I was that kind of white person. But when I went to Korea, my friend was like, "Hey, do you want to eat sundubu?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." I didn't even know what it was. I was like, "Oh, bottoms up, let's go." And we go, and I realized, she's spicy. And I didn't want to say like, "Oh fuck, I can't eat this." So I just sat there and I ordered, and I'm like, "Oh, this is good," but my mouth hurts a lot. So I would eat it and take a sip of water. Eat it, take a sip of water. Eat it, take a sip of water. And then I'm like, "Yo, that's actually good." So after that, I started eating sundubu like once or twice a week, and then I built up my spicy tolerance, and so now I can eat spicy food more than before.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
It's an acquired skill.
Like I had my favorite sundubu restaurant. I made sure to go there before I left Korea because, that place just hits right. And then I went, and then it was delish. And that's that. Yeah. Let me talk about my favorite thing about Korea. So, at least where I stayed, because I stayed in a university area, like there was like 3 to 4 universities that surround the area. So a lot of things stay open 24 hours. And I never sleep. So sometimes I will just leave my room and go out and eat. Like at 3 in the morning, I'll just walk and get sundubu. At 3 in the morning, I'll walk and get pancakes from McDonald's because it's breakfast time. Like, oh man, Korea's great. Like, it's the place for me, truly. Yeah. And then coffee. Also have coffee shops open 24 hours. So, it really catered to my needs.
Would you just use public transportation, or would you use like taxis, or did one of your friends drive?
I would walk.
Oh, that's sick.
Like to eat?
In general, I think day-to-day basis.
Typically public transportation because it's the cheapest. And that's why when I came back, my calves were so powerful because I did a lot of walking too. Like people are like, "What sport do you play?" And I'm like, "I like to walk." But yeah, so public transportation. But if we were staying out late, like past 12 a.m., we would probably have to get a taxi because the subways are closed. So yeah, you'd have to take a taxi. But also the taxis are kind of assholes there. They're not allowed to, like legally they can't say no. But if you go in one and be like, "Oh, can you take me here?" They'll be like, "No, I can't do it," and then they leave. They can't do that, but they do that to people, especially foreigners. My friend said, if this ever happens to you, ask them for their taxi registration and tell them that you're going to make a complaint, and then they'll change their mind. And I'm like, I ain't trying to get in a fight with a taxi driver. If he says no, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to fight him. I'll find someone else who's willing to take me.
If you're not welcome, then no reason to deal with an. What if he takes you to a alleyway and forces you to become an idol? You don't know what happens.
Forces me to become an idol.
You don't know.
I'd be very flattered because you have to be pretty to be an idol, and I don't think.
But what if
this taxi man believes me?
What if he believes in you, but he also wants to stress you? The most considerate. He becomes like the tiger mom.
Oh my god! You mean a tiger mom manager is probably the least. Isn't as bad as what could happen, and
in the idol industry.
Yeah.
Probably another conversation for another time because we
Yeah.
do still have a pending. In our first episode, we did tease end credit scene of K-pop podcast.
Oh yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Um, an update on that. I tried to email twice, and they said email us one more time, and you're on our blacklist. If you don't know what a blacklist is, basically I'll be banned from every event they ever have. So we might not get twice, but there's another group called Twox. They're
Oh.
pretty good. You should check them out.
See, the,
They're
the
a real
trick to
band.
twice is you're supposed to only email them twice. That's all you're supposed to do. It's in the
You know-
name.
Uh, I can't count. So maybe I emailed them twice. Maybe I emailed them 20 twice times. I don't know. But yeah. Anyways, yeah, different subject.
Yeah.
But Korea was great, you know. It was very what's the word? A very
Comfortable,
not-
eye-opening.
not it was very uncomfortable. Honestly, like a month in, I'm like, damn, I kind of want to go back to America.
Oh, dang.
But yeah, it was more like everything seems so foreign to me. Like I loved it, but I'm like, this isn't America, and I was having a hard time, I guess, coming to terms with that. But I knew I'd get over it, and I did. So, you know, it was like 1 month, like September. I was like, damn, this don't feel right. But then I'm like, yeah, I'll get over it, and then I did.
Did you ever get homesick after that, or was it just...
Oh hell no! I never got homesick too. Like I was so busy. I just kept, you know, doing things that I never really stopped. I think, yeah, even the second time, like, because, you know, the second time I was very leave San Diego, but not once did I ever miss San Diego because I loved Korea that much. Like, I had so much fun.
Good.
Yeah,
And
for
you
me,
are planning on going back for work, right?
yes. I'm a little concerned for this part because it is long term,
Mm-hmm.
and also it's not going to be a study abroad experience. I'm going to be working, so like I'm going to be an adult.
Oh,
in
man,
Korea.
that's the worst. I'm telling you from personal experience.
Don't. I think, like, you know, I'm the type that, like, I make the best of the situations given to me, but, like, it's still, like, I don't know how it's going to turn out, so I'm just kind of worried. But it was, I want to say independent. Like, it made me feel more independent, which, you know, kind of makes sense, because I lived on my own,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just, like, going through everything that's happened the first time, and there's just so many good stories. The first semester I was there, you know, was great. I applaud it. I got to go to K-pop concerts. It was kind of hot. I celebrated my birthday there. I went to karaoke a lot. I like, you know, explored a lot. So it was standard. The second semester, I have far too many stories from the second semester. Like how I was so broke, I only had 40 cents in my bank account, and really, when it came to dinner, I just slept. Like, that's all I could do. I lost 20 pounds during January because of that whole ordeal. And then once I got money again, I gained it all back eating barbecue. And then, you know, I will never forget this until I die. This is the first time I've ever had a roommate, because, you know, when I went to college, I lived at home.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then my first semester in Korea, I had a solo room. I was by myself. But to save money, I'm like, you know what? I'll have a roommate. Like, it'll be fine. And I just decided, like, I'll do it for winter break to save money. And then maybe if I like my roommate, I'll just stay there and save even more money. There was a great plan. Unfortunately, the brief duration where I find out if my roommate or not, she was gone. She was in Taiwan or something. Taiwan or like some Chinese-speaking country, Cantonese specifically.
Hong Kong?
She was gone. Maybe I know. I don't remember. Wait, yeah, I don't remember. I just knew it was there. So she was gone, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. It's good to save money. So I just decided to stay. And boy, do I wish I did not decide to do that. Because, she's a nice person. Like, she's cool. Like, I didn't mind talking to her. But there's just some things she did that I'm like, oh, sweetie, no. This is not even white culture. This is you needing to reevaluate how you live your life. So, the day I move in, she's like, oh, I know. She tells me, oh, the room's kind of messy because I'm going to Taiwan today. So, like, I haven't time to tidy things up, if that's okay. I'm like, yeah, no problem. Like, I get it. And I asked her, like, hey, are you a messy person? And I was asking this because I can get messy too. Like, I can go a while without cleaning just because I'm so busy and I just don't want to make the time for it. And she straight up lied to my face and she said, no, I am not a messy person. Oh my god. I lived with her for 5 months? Not once did I see that bitch clean her blanket. Not once. And there was always a weird smell in our room. And my friend actually used to be her roommate until she moved to the cheaper dorms. But friends would go into their room and say, man, it kind of smells in here, but I don't know whose fault it is. But then once I moved in, they came in and they're like, oh shit, now we know whose fault it is. And so, the messiness pissed me off. Like, I'm just like, listen, I know I'm bad, but this is just like, get your shit together, girl. Wash those fucking blankets. Wash your goddamn clothes. Like, I'm gross. I don't even know. Like, I can probably count how many times she's washed her damn towel. Like, it's fucking gross because she only had one towel that she would use to, take a shower. And, oh, God, it was disgusting. When she first came back from Taiwan, she came around midnight. And, I was already, laying in bed watching TV. And she's like, hey, is it cool if I just, take off my clothes out in this room and then walk to the shower? I don't want to be cramped up in there when taking off my clothes and putting them on. And I'm like, yeah, sure, go for it. Go crazy. And so she takes the shower.
She actually did go crazy.
Yeah. So she goes in. She takes the shower. It's dark. I don't know what she's doing. And then we go to bed, and then I wake up the next morning, and I just see the whitest ass in my face. And I was half asleep, but the moment I saw it, I'm like, oh, she's up, I'm awake. And then I just thought to myself, I thought to myself, maybe she was so tired from her trip that she just forgot to put clothes on, because, it'd be like that sometimes. Yeah. And so the next day comes, and she just goes into bed naked. And I'm like, oh,
it's a thing.
This is a choice. This is a choice. And I was so shocked. I'm like, I never confronted her about it because it wasn't a problem, The biggest problem to me was how bad the room smelled. Like, that was my biggest thing. The naked thing, I don't care.
Why was it smelly? What was where?
Because she never cleaned her side of her. It was probably her laundry because she never washed her clothes.
Foul.
Yeah, no, Shaheen. Remember, she sleeps naked, and she doesn't. She's not once washed her blanket. Do you understand how gross?
It's the mixture
how gross that fucking is.
Of human. No, I'm not even going to details because I already have a headache thinking about it. Just remember. Just remember. She's a female. She's a female. Oh.
I at never city abroad thing, like being roommates. I'm like, man, I hope they burn these blankets because I would not let anyone use it.
I guess you could say she had fun.
Dude, and then like, you know, I feel bad. Like she really is nice. Like she was a cool roommate. It's just unfortunate that I'm not the type that talks to roommates. Like, cause I'll never be in the room for one thing. If I am, it's late at night, doing homework or not at all. And even when she did try to talk to me, I'm just like, I'm not interested. Like, I'd rather be left alone. So, you know, I'm probably a shit roommate too, but man, there was one time I was in my room early doing homework or something, and she was on a call with her boyfriend, and she just said, "I think we should break up." And I'm like, should I be in the room for this? Like, I don't want to. Like, this is a very personal conversation. And then she was crying, and I'm like, I should leave. But I decided to stay because it's my room, and she didn't kick me out, so I'm gonna. And then she's like, I'm so sorry. Like I just, I'm just going through it. And like at the same time, I had a sinus infection in my teeth, so my teeth hurt, and I'm like, oh no, it's like I didn't care. And then she's like, I think that made her feel even worse that I was just like whatever about. But I'm like, and I apologize the next day. I'm like, sorry if it sounds like I didn't care. Like, I'm just in a lot of pain right now. No big deal. But yeah, you know, she was fun. She also talked in her sleep. That was not fun. There'd be times like because she'll go to bed at, like, she's pretty good. Like, she goes to bed at 1 a.m. right, but I don't sleep, so I'll go to bed at 4. But like in that brief time where she's asleep and I'm awake, I'll be watching something and I just hear her speak Korean, and I'm like, the fuck?
That's pretty
Korean.
Good if you dream in Korean.
Yeah, you know, sometimes she would speak in Chinese too. It was like Cantonese, I believe. She would. It was so interesting. I'm like, what the hell? But then, you know, it stopped being interesting when she started speaking in tongues. That was not fun. I'm like, dude, I think she's summoning a demon in her sleep. Like, I can't be here for this. And then someone was joking, like, what if, like, in the middle of her sleep, she speaks in tongues and then she starts rising from the bed? Oh man, it was a good fucking time.
It's not that she's rising from the bed that bothers me. It's that she's rising from the bed naked.
Oh my god. I'd just be like, demon, put clothes on her before you do that.
Yeah, you narrowly dodged possibly being murdered by your stinky naked roommate.
Oh, you know, something actually depressing happened too that spring semester. Not her, but
Okay,
like
good.
someone two or three doors down from us. I mean, if you consider IBS depression like sad, yeah, then I think it's sad. No, like the girl, I think she's like 2 or 3 doors down from us, actually passed away in her room.
Passed away how?
I think it was just natural causes.
Was she like 80? What is this? I don't mean to make light of
Dude,
this.
she was like, oh man, she was my age. It was very strange because if I remember correctly, she went into her room and no one had seen her for 5 days.
That sucks.
Yeah, and people were getting worried and they're like, can you check on her? Can you check on her? Like, they checked the cameras, they saw her go into her room, didn't see her come out for a long ass time, and then so they finally went into her room and checked, and it turns out she passed away. I don't know the details. It wasn't a suicide. It wasn't like an overdose. I think it was just it happened in her sleep.
Maybe your roommate maybe your roommate needed sacrifice.
My god, that's so bad. And oh man, that's so bad. The reason why it took so long for her body to be discovered was because she didn't have a roommate. She lived on the side of the dorms that everyone has roommates, but I guess she got lucky.
I mean, in this case, maybe not lucky.
Yeah, no, not lucky. Like she didn't have a roommate, and so like, you know, like there was no one there to be like, oh, Like, I think my roommate's dead, but yeah. So it was crazy. Like a month to our city abroad, pretty depressing.
Was she
But
an international student?
she went to UCI.
Oh, close to home too. That
Yeah, it's pretty
sucks.
rough.
Can you imagine getting the
Yeah,
news that your kid passed away 1 month into studying abroad?
yeah. I think she was Japanese too, and I think parents were in Japan. So it wasn't like too bad, but man,
That
it's
sucks.
crazy.
But yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a legitimate fear that I had here. Not fear so much
Oh yeah.
as a thing where I in the beginning I would say it was initially a source of like I was gonna only study 1 year abroad and then go back to Kuwait because I
Hmm.
wasn't doing anything extra. It's not like I couldn't handle living abroad. I was fine. It's just that I'd be living the same life I'd be living in Kuwait, except I don't have to do small things like taking care of myself. But so I used to say things like I would probably if I were to die, if something were to happen to me and I die, nobody would discover me until like maybe 5 days past my rent like due date.
Yeah. Or they
And
say like it smells weird.
yeah, or not that they just want to collect the rent because I doubt they could smell the smell in my apartment to the hallways because it's an outdoor hallway. If they smell something, they assume it's something from outside.
Well, the people upstairs can probably, like, most likely, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. But it's most likely it's gonna be, man, this guy hasn't paid for a while. Let's go collect our money. And they walk in and they see a half naked Arab dude face down on the carpet.
Half naked.
You don't know what I was doing. I don't know what I was doing. Either way, I'm in my natural habitat.
Oh man, if I'm gonna die, I hope it's not doing something embarrassing.
Hey, Elvis did it. We could do it too. It's fine.
That doesn't mean you should.
I'm not planning on dying. I don't know how do I state this, but yeah. Do you have anything else to add about Korea and your time in Korea?
mm, um, it cost a lot of money.
It's
A lot of money, but it was worth it.
good. It's good.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's it. That's it.
Okay. Well, if
Your
anything from
turn.
my end jogs your memory for another story, just drop it in. Uh,
Okay.
but yeah, I mean, I stayed abroad for 5 years in San Diego.
Wow.
It's literally the highlight of my life. But uh,
Sad.
yeah. Um, why I chose San Diego? Okay, so I knew I was gonna study in the States because ever since I was in middle school with one of my, he used to be my best friend, but we used to have like these dreams, like oh we're gonna study in the States together. We're gonna have mutual girlfriends. We're gonna be so cool.
Mutual girlfriends? Like, does that mean you're gonna share one?
No, that means that they know each other so that we could all be friends.
Oh, okay, okay.
Um, I mean, we're not opposed to the first idea either. Probably, I don't know. We were very close.
That's not
Um,
right.
you don't know what's right, okay? Let us live our lives. But anyways, when it came time to apply for college, we had a college counselor, and she didn't do anything to help us. So we had one of our own students step up and be the college counselor. Uh, he did a much better job. But I was originally, I don't know if people know this, but I was originally planning on applying to study in New Jersey.
Ew.
Yeah, I know. But there was a 5 year MBA program. Sounded pretty good on paper. But yeah, it was
That
supposed to
sounds
be.
terrible.
It also had a slightly inappropriate name, so I was definitely sold on it. But so before I applied, they asked for like an essay, and I'm like, ugh, you want me to write an essay? So I kind of got lazy about that, and then my friend said, "Hey, Shaheen, have you decided on a college?" And I said, "More or less." And then he said, "Why don't you come to San Diego with us, with half of the people here, like literally half of the 13 people?" And then I said, "Yeah, okay, sure." Um, and believe it or not, I was a very well versed, despite my years of lazy college education. Like I didn't study very well in college. I was academically, I ignored a lot of my responsibilities. But
Me
can you not wrestle a receipt? Can you?
Sorry.
um,
My apologies.
it's okay. I forgive you. But
I was adding sound effects.
I don't need sound effects to me selecting my college. We don't need to do that. This isn't the ASMR channel that we have secretly. I will rub my chest hair if you don't stop. Um, but so he told me to apply to San Diego State and Fullerton and Northridge. So CSUN and Fullerton. CSUN, that's on whatever way I was going to say it's going to come out weird. So I applied to them three. And because I was an IB student and my grades were pretty decent, like, of course they're going to take me. Like, I'm not applying to Harvard here where they're going to be like, it's not, like, I'm not here to bash on anyone in San Diego State. I was there for 5 years. It's fine. But it's not like, ooh, look at the prestige. It's a party school. But at the same time, it's still amongst the better end of party schools. But anyway,
Yeah.
I got accepted to all three. Obviously, I was going to pick the best choice, which is SDSU. Oh man, I have friends from CSUN. Yeah, CSUN's great, probably. But anyway,
No, it's not.
I'm
I don't
trying
have
to
friends
be
from-
I'm trying to
that
be
school
neutral.
sucks. Okay, I don't have to be.
Yeah.
That place blows.
Fullerton probably even worse because I don't know anyone from there.
No, Fullerton's near Disneyland, so it's okay.
That's how you. Okay,
Yeah.
I
They
guess
have a
that's-
good art program.
probably. Yeah. So Disney can swipe them. But then I chose San Diego State to go with my friends who, within the span of the first month, we had disputes and I no longer hung out or spoke to them. So
Oh, this is perfect. Good. That's the sound effect of friendship.
you don't know what friendship is like, do you, Erica? It does not
Remember,
it does not sound like
I
a
have-
disposed bag of chips, okay?
In this podcast, I have a hidden objective.
Okay, someone commented on episode 4 saying that they need visuals, but we're gonna provide you instead with more audio that you didn't ask for. But so then going to the States over the summer, I applied for my student visa. The U.S. Embassy shut down for 2 weeks because there was some terrorist attack somewhere, and they blamed all Muslim countries, which is great, I guess. I got my visa was delayed, therefore my flight had to be changed, and I arrived 1 day before school starts. And I have no classes. I did not apply to any classes because I didn't know how, and nobody told me how, and I'm new to college and life. So when I went there with my father. My father stayed with me for, I want to say, like either a month or less than a month until my apartment was furnished. And then he left. But we stayed until the apartment was being furnished. We stayed in an inn on Hotel Circle, which is all right. And the next morning, I wasn't going to wake up my father to take me to school because he did have a rental, but the man has an endless migraine. I'm not going to burden him any further. So I remember like changing, like 7 a.m., changing, going downstairs. It felt like an RPG. I was on my way out, and then I talked to Brad, who works at the front desk. Shout out to Brad, who I promised to visit again, but never did again. He said,
Yeah.
I asked him, hey, how do I get to campus? And he said, well, you could take a taxi to Fashion Valley, and then you can take the trolley from Fashion Valley to campus. I'm like, sounds like a plan. And then just as I was about to leave, he said, wait, it's too dangerous to go out there. Here, take this. And he gave me my first ever trolley pass, which I still have to this day. Great. And then
Interesting.
I took a taxi, and I head to campus via trolley. And then I remember walking into campus, not knowing where to go. I found this black woman that was volunteering, I think. I don't know if she was staff or just volunteering. And she had the, SDSU, we work here kind of vibe. And she was at a welcome booth. So I went up to her. I'm like, hello, what do? I'm international. And then she said, oh, you're going to go to the ISC. And I said, great, how? And then she pulled out this map. And I'm like, I'm sorry, is this a map of San Diego? She said, no, just the campus. I said, can you please explain to me why this campus is bigger than my country? And then it was huge, walking from the Student Services building all the way to ISC on my first day. Going up and down, and there's valleys. I had to pass. I had to get a new visa just to cross campus, and eventually made it all the way to the ISC. And just the first whole day felt like an adventure. I remember like going in, and while I was waiting in line to speak to the ISC front desk, this Japanese chick just runs in, and she's like, "I lost my phone. Have you seen it?"
Whoa.
What happened?
You like cut off for 10 seconds. Like,
I have returned.
let me see. Like I guess it started cutting off when you said you got to ISC.
Yeah, I got to ISC, and it felt like an entire adventure as I waited in line, and then this Japanese chick just ran in, and she was like, "I lost my phone. Have you seen it?" She's asking the front desk, and then they said, "No." So she's like, dang, and she stepped outside. And I remember when I finished talking to the front desk, I stepped outside, and I saw her like ruffling through the bushes next to ISC with her laptop open. And I say, "Hello, I heard you lost your phone." And she was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay." So I started looking around with her on the other side, and then I'm like, I'll be honest with you, we're not gonna find it." Like, you're I don't know how it would end up on the side of a building through the bushes. Like, if someone were to steal it, they'd take it. I doubt you like chucked it the other side of this building. And I told her, like, she was using the Find My Phone thing on her laptop, and it wasn't appearing. And I'm like, well, I guess that answers your question. And then she was like, "Thanks for helping me." And she asked for my Facebook. I'm like, great, I made my first friend. Thus begins my adventure. And then I remember I took Japanese because we have to take a language class, and I didn't want to do something basic, so I did something super basic. Well, not basic. Basic for Arabs is Farsi, which is the Persian language, or Spanish. It's things that are easy because you already learned a different form of it. So instead, I wanted to do something new, Japanese. And I didn't get accepted into the class until after a week. So imagine having to do quizzes, but not knowing the content because you don't have access to the blackboard. So it was great. She was like, "You didn't study." I'm like, "Woman, I'll be honest. I'm not gonna buy a textbook if I'm not gonna get into the class." Like, you're asking too much of me. And she still gave me like C's, and I'm like, have mercy, please. But anyway, once I took Japanese, I was like, hey, why not connect with the one friend that I've made? So I messaged her. I said, hello. And then to this day, she has left me on red. So that's great.
Damn.
Yeah, I was like, you fake. You said...
Was she international or...
She was international, but she was there for a while. I mean, I do have her on Facebook. I know. I think she's like married now or something. I think she worked in the States, and then I don't know. I don't exactly know what she's up to, but I know she's still alive. So there's no reason. There's no reason to leave me on red since freshman year. But that's a good hit to my confidence on socializing in the States.
Just leave you on your head.
Yeah, I'm like, well, guess I'm never making friends. And then I went back to Brad in the front desk, my only true friend. But it was very new to me, the States, because I've been to the States before, but it was always with family, and we always did the same thing: go to Wendy's and then play Xbox with my cousin. Like, we did not venture out. We did not do much.
Do you hear that?
Yeah, I can hear
That
you.
sound effect?
I can hear you fumbling a plastic wrapper of some sort.
First of all, it's a dollar bill.
Whoa, I didn't know I was dealing with Bill Gates here. I didn't.
That was the sound effect of my heart breaking because you said you went to Wendy's.
All I needed was that $1 too, so it's fine. But when I went to, I remember in my first month of going to the States, my father wanted to go get gas, and then I was hungry, and the closest thing to me was Del Taco. It's safe to say that was my first and only time I've ever eaten at Del Taco.
Don't blame me.
Oh man, it took me a while to discover and appreciate the magical world of good food. Because in the beginning, like, who am I gonna spend time with? I had my Kuwaiti friends who, as they have proved later on, they are not truly friends. And then I was alone for the longest time, and the only thing that the only foods that I would eat was Chipotle. And then there was this pizza place next to my place that got shut down, so I'm now worried as to what I've been putting in my system at that time. And because I saw a cockroach once, and I'm like, you only live once. And then, can I say cockroach? No, that's fine. And then, where did I go? There's Oshi's. Do you know Oshi's?
Sounds familiar.
It's like the Japanese joint, Japanese sushi cooked by Koreans near campus.
Oh, the one at State?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I like that place.
Yeah, I used to go there a lot because, I went there once. I
used to
enjoyed
go
it.
there.
And that was the only thing I
went
did.
there a lot my freshman year.
Yeah. You kind of don't venture off you live in San Diego. I don't know what your excuse is. But for me, I just didn't even know Convoy existed. But
Shit.
yeah, it took me a while. It took me a semester, really, but still the longest semester of my life. Okay, getting responsibilities like, doing the papers, the rent, the car papers, the car, because I got the car right after my father. Like, we worked on the papers together, but I received it and then dealt with it afterwards after he left. Like, all that, it's fine. It's things that you learn pretty quickly. I think in terms of not culture shock, but things that took me a while to get used to. I think one thing is tipping. I'm not a fan of the tipping culture in the States, but I know that it's
either,
not.
but
What?
I'm not either.
Yeah, but I know that, it's what they need, the people. Like, it's not their fault.
Yeah.
It's honestly whoever's the business owner is for cheaping out on their salary. But
Yeah.
man, it still bothers me. I remember we had a Japanese friend, third year college. We had a Japanese friend that refused to pay tip. We went to what's it called, Top 10 Oriental near campus, or not near campus. It's El Cajon Boulevard. And then when we finished eating, we were explaining to him, like, yeah, you should tip, because we're all tipping. And then he got so angry and he just put $1. I'm like, we'll never come here again. You just guaranteed saliva for the rest of our meals here. Like, you just ruined it for everybody.
Shit.
Yeah. I said, don't leave a tip if you're going to leave $0.25. Just don't leave a tip. But yeah, tipping was annoying. And I know a lot of people kind of find it annoying. There's people that get way too defensive over it, because probably they worked in the service industry. But
Mm-hmm.
people are like, but they need it, and I know they need it, but I'm saying it's not my responsibility to pay them. You know, it's the responsibility of their employer, who cheaps out. I wrote a paper about that. It's probably one of my best papers. But yeah, um, another thing that really bothers me, and this one there's no excuse. There's absolutely no excuse. Taxes. Okay, if you're gonna tax what I'm buying, what I'm purchasing, please include the final price with tax. Don't say, "Oh
Yeah.
yeah, this item is $5," and then I'm about to go pay with a crisp $5 bill, and then you tell me, "Yeah, it's about five something." I'm like, "Don't, I don't have the something. You told me it's five." You're like, "Yeah, but tax." I'm like, you just put the taxes in. Just include taxes. Why are you so lazy? Like other countries do it. It's just the states that wants to be annoying. They're like, yeah, or they do the $299.99. Just say 300. Just say 300. It's just a cent. I know it's psychologically proven to work in terms of business strategy, but so cheap. But
Yeah.
pisses me off, grinds my gears, breaks my fast. Um,
Oh no.
but what else? Oh, this one is pretty funny. So I had a craving for McVitie's digestive biscuits, originally from the UK, not sold in the States in your local markets or grocery stores. They don't sell it in Ralph's or Walmart. Well, obviously not Walmart, but it's basically a biscuit. I don't know. Probably they call it a cookie in the UK. But my favorite, they are the pure cause of my obesity. And then I was really craving them, and I googled it, and they told me go check Walmart here. So I go to Walmart and I'm asking like you got McVitie's digestive? Well, no, was it Walmart? I don't know. Yeah, probably Walmart. And then they said, "Oh no, we don't, but you might find it in Target." I'm like, "Oh, where's the nearest Target?" And they're like, "Oh, it's just down the street." So here I am walking down the street looking for a Target. I'm like, I don't see a Target. Where they said it's down, and then I Google Maps it, and it's like 6 miles down the street. I'm like, why would you say it's down the street? Because I live in a country that's we only use 10% of it. It's a small country. When someone says it's down the street, I could like cartwheel there. You know, like I don't even need to walk. That's how close it is. But here, they could be like, "Hey, you want to go to Sacramento? It's just down the street." You know, like it pisses me off. Yeah, you're right, but you're also a meanie. Like I couldn't say any other word. So if you want to translate that, but
You're a piece of shit.
yeah, telling me it's down the street, getting my hopes up. Here I am standing at the edge of the parking lot, about to walk on the freeway, looking for Target. But yeah, that bothered me a lot. Um, otherwise,
Maybe it's down the street if you have a car.
yeah, I know. Obviously, that's what I meant. But still, if it's more than half a mile, that's not down the street anymore. Okay, like you're pushing me way too far. Usually, when people say like it's down the street, it's usually I just cross one street and it's there because that's down the street. Not just oh yeah, you want to go to Mexico? It's just down the street. Just I know it's down the street. But
Space
anyway,
is relative.
yeah, that pisses me off. I was about to go back in. I'm like, you said what you said, and but I decided not to, considering I was new to the country, and I don't want to seem aggressive. That's a huge thing about me in the States too. Is I was very, uh, I was not as outgoing as I became, because I was outgoing back in high school. But when I went to the States, I was always concerned that, well, Muslims have a bad rep, Arabs have a bad rep. I'm both. So I didn't want to walk in full of energy, maybe intimidate people. And even to this day, even like I'm very intimidating, in the first, despite not I don't know. I don't know how people perceive me, but like Tomoya thought I was scary when he first met me. Many people, when they meet me first time, they think I'm scary. But
Wait. Do you want to know my first impression of you?
yeah, go.
You were annoying.
This is why
You
friendships
didn't.
are formed.
You didn't scare me. You annoyed me.
I thought I was a good time. There was another person there that we all mutually hated, so I don't know if how you
No,
managed to.
This was before I realized Marty.
I didn't even know
Because
you
Marty.
existed before that. What do you mean?
No, because we were like, oh my god, we were putting away furniture. I'm like, I don't know, you were just talking, and I'm like, stop talking. Like,
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for speaking my right. I thought this was America. Okay,
you were just,
whatever.
I don't know, like, you were being like, I think you were just trying to,
Being
like, have a
friendly, huh?
no!
Is that what the word you're?
You were trying to control the situation, and it was just getting annoying. And then I was just annoyed, but then I saw Marty, and I'm like,
And you saw
yes.
how Marty listens to me because he knows that what I'm saying is probably true, and that an entire club listened to me because it's probably true what I'm doing.
You,
You're a
okay,
blind person, Erica.
in all fairness, you were complaining. And look from my perspective, like, you were a stranger that was complaining about something stupid.
Because that was my like fourth year or third year of doing this, and people are making stupid
Yeah,
mistakes.
yeah. But from my perspective, not knowing any of that, I'm like, man, shut up. Stop talking.
Maybe if you listened to me, then you would understand that what I'm
I
saying is
wasn't even
true.
the one. Like, you were talking to the other girl. I forgot her name, but
Was it
sorry. But I just
the
maybe you
person in
thought you
charge?
wanted to know. Yeah.
Yeah, she was
It
something.
was her first year. First year doing it.
Yeah, I
But
remember.
anyways.
But anyways, see, this is why first impressions people, I guess, have a negative outlook on me. But
Yeah, I get it. If
uh,
Marty was there, I probably killed you.
oh please. Um, but then it took me about because I started being friendly around people in my Japanese class because and here's the biggest reason. It's not like I prefer the people that I met in Japanese class. It's because Japanese class was daily. Every other class was either once a week or
Yeah.
twice a week. And when you see people daily, eventually, you're gonna have to not have to, but it's inevitable. You're gonna get close to people. Like Megan and I took the trolley before I got my car. We used to take the trolley together in the same direction. And Kevin, my man Kevin, was okay. Here's the weird thing about Japanese class first year. I wasn't enrolled in it until a week after, but I was still told by the teacher to attend the class. And I swear to God, for that 1 week, nobody acknowledged my existence. I'd be in that class, and people wouldn't talk to me, people wouldn't look at me, people wouldn't smell in the same direction as I'm breathing in. Like, people just did not acknowledge my existence. The second the teacher said, like, oh yeah, you're now officially enrolled in the class, Kevin just turned to me and gave me a pencil because I didn't have a pencil for every now and then, because they'd ask for something to be written in pencil and I only have pen. And he turned around and gave me a pencil. I was like, now I'm acknowledged. Now that I'm enrolled in this class, what is this, a cult? Like, all of a sudden I have friends. People start talking to me. I'm like, are you all in this? Like, everyone is like into this sick joke. Ignore the outsider. He's not one of us. Ooh. Like, it bothered me. But yeah, I think also what really helped. I mean, you know that I love San Diego, and there's nowhere else I'd rather be, to be honest. But I think one of the big things that really something else that kind of added to it was the food adventures were very different. I'm not used to eating out here in Kuwait, and even recently when I go eat out, it's at a different standard. Like, they have good food, it's just not what I've learned to love, Like, living in the States for 5 years. And, when I say food, I don't know if people who don't know what San Diego's like. I'm not going to eat burgers every day. Like, it's not like, oh, white people food, No, like it's Convoy has provided me with a wide taste of different cuisines, and I really learned to broaden my horizons. I mean, I was never a picky eater, but it was so nice to have these kind of options and these cravings. And to this day, I still have these cravings. I still crave Korean barbecue, which I will never get until I leave this country and go to either Korea or the States. Probably Japan has it too. I don't know.
Korean barbecue?
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't know. I assume that they're so close. I assume that they might have Korean barbecue.
I'm pretty sure they would just call it barbecue.
No, because there's Japanese barbecue, which is different. Yukaku, which is also delicious.
Yeah, it's probably what they have. They probably don't have Korean barbecue.
Really? We should ask. But anyway, and a lot of like different dishes that you would never find here in Kuwait. And I'm not saying like Kuwait is deprived of foreign cuisine. No, they have plenty. It's just the way that it's prepared maybe is slightly different than the way I'm used to it. Even poke. I love poke. I eat poke every day if I could. But here in Kuwait, there's like 2 or 3 restaurants that have poke. And the first restaurant that I ordered poke from, it came to me warm. It wasn't room temperature, it was warm. It was like steamed or something. I'm like, ooh, I don't like it.
No.
And then the other time,
eat it?
Of course I ate it, Erica. I'm a fatty.
Oh my god, you could have died.
No. It's intentionally warm.
Was it raw?
Raw-ish, yeah. Maybe smoked. I don't know.
Poke is raw.
Yeah, I know it's raw. I know.
I mean, yeah. Why you shouldn't eat warm raw fish? That's what I'm.
They made it warm. I'm assuming they've prepared a certain way. I don't know. I'm not a
dude. No,
chef.
I'm pretty sure they were trying to kill you.
Well, I'm still alive, and if I was dead, then it's a win-win situation. Either way, it's not happening. The second time I ordered poke, because I ordered it through an app because nobody eats at restaurants anymore. You kind of just stay home and they bring it to you. And there's an option of sauce. You have to choose a sauce, and I chose the sauce. I chose. And then when they brought it to me, it was drenched in the sauce. I like opened it, and I had to wear my bathing suit and jump in to find the fish, because at this point, it's like 90% sauce. And I think I chose like spicy mayo. So I was like burning getting through the whole dish.
Fuck.
But yeah, you just get used to, and even with food, and I don't want to turn all cheesy. You can just blame this on me being a saint and can't cuss. But like when I went back to the States, San Diego specifically, it's not like I miss America. I miss San Diego and the people in it. People need to know that. People always think like, oh, Shane just loves America. No, but I can't say I hate it because this is public and online now. But it's just specifically that one city that I truly have grown to be fond of. And when I said that when I returned to the States prior to returning, I remember even talking to you and many other people. It's like, ooh, I can't wait to have Korean barbecue. I can't wait to have shabu shabu. I can't wait to have poke. Like I keep talking about the food, but as soon as I got there, it's like I didn't even care about the food anymore. I just want to hang out with you guys, you know? Like that was the priority, and the food came along with it. But that's the truth. I'm just being honest. I went there. Listen, I'm fasting, okay? I have to. I'm getting points. I have
a hidden objective.
Stop saying that you have a hidden objective. You're slightly revealing it by saying you have a hidden objective.
I took a sip of my coffee and almost choked.
Oh, look at me. I can drink coffee. Are you making out with your coffee? Hello? Did you die? Aruka? Yeah.
Aruka?
Stop making out with your coffee. Stop going to second base with your coffee.
That's my sound effect for me not caring.
Okay, never enter film and media if that's your sound effects. Like they're absolutely horrible. like if it was. Can we spoil the Avengers at this point?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while. Okay, if you don't want to listen to the spoiler, just mute it for like a minute. But it's basically if you worked on the Endgame as a sound effects person, and then Tony Stark like snaps his fingers at the end of the movie instead of like you just say like da 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 da, and then it's like for all the people disappearing slowly.
No, instead of him saying I am Iron Man, you just hear.
It's like
I'm
you're
inevitable.
making it's the Atlantean dub for any fish that are watching.
That is America's.
I'm gonna have a stroke.
I love you.
Please. It just hurts, but
We did it, Mr. Stark.
it's like the episode of SpongeBob when he goes to rock bottom and everyone speaks with tongue.
I hate you.
They said, "Do you remember when SpongeBob literally went to Chicago?"
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Anyways.
But yeah,
What were you even talking about?
I was talking about how San Diego's been a great place to me.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, otherwise, another thing that's a huge difference, I think, is like, to be honest, I'm not gonna attack Kuwait, but there's San Diego, or I guess in America in general, and probably 90% of the world, is progressed beyond. Like, if I want to find anything, everything's online. You Google something,
Yes.
even if I want to go to an establishment, an eating establishment, a restaurant, I would put the name of the restaurant, and I'd get the menu. This is all on Google Maps. I get the menu, closing times, opening times, phone number, all that. In Kuwait, you put a restaurant's. If you look up a restaurant, and 90% of the time it doesn't exist on Google Maps, and if it does pop up, it's like you don't know when we're open or closed. Just come wing it, see what happens. Like, I don't. This is why people order. It's because they don't want to risk it. But which is a shame, because I think most of their advertising, instead of Google Maps, I think Kuwait is just Instagram. I think restaurants, their information, their contact, everything's on Instagram. And I'm like, I don't need to. I don't know. If only there was another place where everything, including their location, is just. Oh yeah, it's called Google Maps. I guess we just don't know how to use it. I'm not salty. I'm just unhappy with. Yeah, I'm salty, but it'd be like that. And I think, okay, to wrap this up in terms of studying abroad, I know it said 72% of the people said that they studied abroad, and I would encourage anyone who has the opportunity to experience something, and it doesn't have to be like me, 5 years. It could be like Erica, 1 year, which is, a small taste is gonna leave. Okay, so 5 years has left a much bigger gap in my life since leaving. But if you go for 1 year, you're eager to go study, discover the place more. You like it, whatever. But it doesn't leave as big of a stamp. And I do recommend that even if you study for a semester, a year, summer, 5 years, 4 years, whatever it is, take the opportunity, because truly this is amongst the only times where it's that good. Because I know some people are like, oh, so what if you don't study in college? You can always visit the place after. No, things are different. You're going to start working. You're going to start, I guess in Kuwait, I'm just looking for that perspective. Get married, you're going to have kids, you're going to have responsibilities. People are already talking about their retirement plan, yeah, basically. I'm drowning in despair in this sense. But
I got a sound effect for that too.
I hate you, I think. I'm not sure. You're just feeding into my migraine. But yeah, my point. Oh my god, I'm fasting. I need to. We're
Did you
good.
hear that?
No, I don't.
You don't. I have a plastic bag. Let me just.
Stop. This is the worst ASMR.
Pokey 1.5 has the loudest bags ever. Swear to God.
Okay, great. Now you're just teasing me the fact that I miss Pokey. Especially Pokey 1.5.
It's delish.
It's the best. But yeah, again, back to my point. I think people should definitely take the opportunity to study abroad. It's a one in a lifetime experience. You could be like Carlos and do it two, 3 times. I don't know how many times he's done it. It's that good. That's why I can't get enough of it. Studying abroad is a wonderful experience. You're gonna meet so many new people. You're gonna learn a different culture potentially. I learned multiple different cultures because San Diego it'd be like that in San Diego. And then overall, it's just an eye-opening experience, regardless of where you are or where you come from. And hopefully, this mini-series will grow once we get more people that have studied abroad that are willing to come on the show and talk to us about the adventures. So if you're interested, let me or Erica know, or mention it in the comments below. Is that the first time we said comments below?
Yeah.
Oh man, we're really evolving. Anyway, leave a thumbs up, and what else did they say? Subscribe. Hit
Subscribe.
the bell notification.
Oh God, what's that like? Support my Patreon.
Support our Patreon, and if you're a silver gold member, you get a free high pitch sound in addition to your original high pitch sound. Oh man, I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, that's.
Bless you.
I didn't. It's not. It's happening slowly. But anyway.
Bless you.
Bleh. That's how you say it. Bleh.
Bless.
I don't have whatever coffee you're using that makes that sound.
It's from Dunkin' Donuts.
Dunkin'. Don't you just mean Dunkin'? They changed the name now.
No, this cup says Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh man, must be a classic.
Actually. Oh shit! Actually, this is Dunkin'. Really?
Yeah, they switched to Dunkin'. Because everyone cares about that, I guess. I don't
No, it's still called Dunkin' Donuts.
Really?
What? But it's still DD, and their website says
because
Dunkin'
it's Dungeons and Dragons, Erica. What an amateur.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you should be.
I'm.
No coffee should be making that sound. But anyway.
That was a straw.
I don't like that. Are you using a metal straw or a plastic straw?
Plastic, because fuck the environment.
Oh man, Sonic is gonna be so upset.
What are you gonna do?
He's gonna become uglier.
He's gonna actually be made with Steve Buscemi eyes.
Steve Buscemi, someone between the age of 15 and 80. You don't know what he looks like.
Yes.
Okay. If you've made it this far, congratulations. Here is your... Oh man, I have a dry throat. Let's try this.
Oh no.
Wow, that was wild. I really went in deep on that one. I didn't think I had enough energy, but I guess, it happens.
Oh my god,
Yeah, see, this is what happens when it's almost 6 a.m. here.
I was not anticipating.
Me neither. I was surprised myself. We evolve every week.
Oh my god. I'm shook.
And thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed your special prize. Erica, you wanna It's 6 a.m. I have a meeting in 6 hours. Yeah, I feel you. You want to close us out? That's what I wanted to say, but I glitched.
I mean, I can still close. I don't even know how do you end that. Thank you. Thank you for coming this far.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Bye.
Hope you enjoy it. Bye.